Welcome to A Closer Look. Today we're going to take a closer look at the third annual Oscar Smith Tiger Trot 5K race. Here to tell us all about it is Kelly Morgan, school counselor, and Kira Cleveland, recent graduate and race founder. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
Now, what is the Tiger Trot and how did it get started?
The Tiger Trot is a 5K charity race that was put on by me 2 years ago to raise money for students in need at Oscar Smith High School. And I started it because I wanted to do something for my very local community, which was my school.
That's really great. So this is the third annual, so it sounds like it's been a success. Now, when and where is the event?
Tiger Trot is August 14th, which is a Saturday, and it starts at 8 a.m. and it's at Bells Mill Park, which is located right next to City Hall.
Right, I was going to say it's not far from City Hall off of Cedar Road if people were wondering where that is, definitely. So Kelly, tell me about your involvement in the race this year.
So as you had already said, Kira is a recent graduate, and with her leaving to go to Virginia Tech, she wasn't able to keep the race going. And the proceeds from this race benefit the Families in Need account, and that money has been it's been a huge blessing for our students. We've been able to provide so many needs to our families to kind of, break down the barrier. So myself, along with our graduation coach, Lynn Savoy, we kind of partnered together and decided to keep the race going in honor of Kira to support the Oscar Smith High School students in the community.
And it sounds like you have community support
Yes.
with some sponsors.
Yeah, we
Yes.
definitely do. We have some big sponsors: River Oak Church, Town Bank, Monks, Bergie's, Mr. Jim's.
Mymar Filipino restaurant, that they are a huge sponsor.
Oh,
of
right.
us. Yeah.
And these are all local, regional
Yes.
sponsors.
And
That's really great.
Big Ugly Brewing. I think we named
Okay.
them all. I don't want to forget anybody.
No, that's okay. So I'm sure they're listed
Yes.
someplace, right?
Yes.
So who can participate?
Anybody. You can run it, you can walk it. We've had like some pretty great times in our past years, but we've also had people who just come out and walk it. So
And support the event.
yeah.
Yeah. So 5Ks are, what would you say, approximately 3 miles?
3.1 miles.
Okay, a little bit over 3 miles. So that's definitely doable, especially if you walk it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a great cause. So is there a cost in signing up for the race?
Yes, it's $30 and it will stay $30. There's no upcharge for coming close to the race time. So it will remain $30 and you get a t-shirt, and we're also being helped out by Chick-fil-A, so you'll also get a Chick-fil-A biscuit and a lot of other goodies.
So that's motivation right there.
Yeah.
A biscuit and a t-shirt for sure.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about the proceeds go, I know, to some of the local families. Can you tell me what type of benefits they may receive from the funds?
Yeah, absolutely. So it goes into our Needy Families account, which is administered by Ms. Kelly Morgan and our other guidance counselors, and it goes towards things like emergency hotel expenses. This past year, they spent $1,000 in purchasing cap and gown for some of our students, and it's really helped in COVID with families who've been in crisis. It really ranges from things like helping out homeless students to like buying art supplies so they can participate in like extracurriculars, like,
Right.
that is a part of the high school experience. So it really ranges, but it's just, this account is just really nice because our guidance counselors who work really hard, Mrs. Morgan and Mrs. Savoy, to like find these students and discreetly like see who needs help.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it obviously, I would imagine it's very discreet.
Absolutely.
And so how does someone apply, or do you sort of have ears on the ground, sort of, so to speak?
Yeah, kind of like what you said, ears on the ground. So we have, being a school counselor, we have, some connections with the students, and the need actually just comes to us. When we see a need, we jump in and we help the family in any way that we can, whether, like Kiera said, if they are in crisis, whatever we need to do to help them so they can come to school and not have to worry about some of the things that they're dealing with at home.
And that's so true, because you say you think like cap and gown, but that is such a huge part of
Absolutely.
the high school experience,
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah.
And so there are so many things that that maybe some people take for granted because it's not that much, but to some people it's a lot.
Yes.
So I think that's wonderful. So where can someone find out more information if they want to participate?
Well, on the Chesapeake Public Schools website, there's like a banner, and there's a lot of advertising for our event. You can find a link to directly register. You can find a link to directly donate. There's a lot you can find on the Chesapeake Public Schools
And that's
website.
what I was going to say. I think you can donate, correct? Even if
Yes.
you say you have other plans that weekend, or you may not be able to walk or run it that weekend, there's always a way to donate.
Yes.
And that is all there on the school website. And is this are you taking donations throughout the year for this? Something
Yeah.
that is specific to this race?
So absolutely, if a family decides, around Christmas time that they would like to donate, the account is set up. It's, our Needy Family Fund.
Okay.
And, they can donate at Christmas. They can donate any time of the year.
Okay.
That money goes directly in the account. And we, just use the money as needed, for our students. So it's an open account.
All right, well, that's great, and kudos to you for being so
Yeah.
mindful of your fellow students. That's great, and good luck to you at Tech.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you both for being here to talk
Yeah.
about the Tiger Trot. So,
Yeah.
if I haven't mentioned it during the interview, I'm actually an alumni of Oscar Smith. So, once a Tiger, always a Tiger, right?
That's
so,
right.
All right, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you so much for
Well,
having us.
that does it for this edition of A Closer Look, and we'll see you next time.